Awesome. Great. So welcome everyone to this week's Women in Product Toastmasters Club meeting, and happy Pi Day. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I'm particularly excited about today's discussions, as I'm curious to hear how you all engage with your customers. Personally, I agree with Jeff Bezos, who said, "We see our customers as invited guests to a party, and we are the hosts. It's our job every day to make every important aspect of the customer experience a little bit better." As we listen to today's speakers, I'd like to remind everyone that you're more than welcome to provide feedback to your fellow club members, even if you do not have an evaluator role in a meeting. And I will be sharing via chat an evaluation form to help guide you in structuring your speaker evaluations. Or you can write free form notes for the speakers and share them after the meeting. And for our guests joining today for the first time, you'll notice that you're muted on entry, but you can toggle your mic on when you speak. And we, of course, encourage you to keep your camera on so we can all see one another. Finally, this meeting is being recorded, as it's our policy that by participating in the meeting, you agree that a recording will be made available publicly on our YouTube channel and our website. And at this time, I'd like to introduce you to our club president, Erica. Over to you.
Thank you, Svetlana. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our first meeting of March. The mission of the Women in Product Toastmasters Club is to provide an opportunity for women to develop product management skills, build and practice communication techniques, and gain leadership experience in a safe, supportive, and collegial forum. And I'm happy to join you all and doing that again this week. We have some guests I would like to introduce today. I'm pleased to introduce Yifeng Zhu, who's joining us today to conduct the charter ceremony for our new club. Yifeng is the current District Club Growth Director, a position that gives her the opportunity to work closely with clubs to get them successfully established. Yifeng has been a Toastmaster since 2015. She sees role models everywhere and learns new things every moment she spends being active in Toastmasters. She's been a club president, an area director, and a division director. The most rewarding moment is to see others grow. And her proudest achievement is to be able to apply Toastmaster skills in solving family conflicts. Outside of Toastmasters, she's an engineer manager at NVIDIA, where she focuses on the perception of autonomous driving. Very cool. Welcome to the Women in Product Toastmasters Club, Yifeng. We look forward to the ceremony that you've prepared for us today.
Thank you very much, Eric, for such a warm welcome.
We're very glad to have you.
Very happy to be here.
I also like to take the opportunity to give our guests a moment to introduce themselves. I know we have Sam, who said hello earlier. Sam, would you like to give us a quick hello and let us know what you're passionate about and why you were interested in coming to today's meeting?
Of course. Hi, everyone. I'm Sam. I've recently moved to New York from Los Angeles. I work at HelloFresh as a product analyst, and I'm looking to expand my exposure to the larger product management world and develop my skills in that area. All my background's been in tech, so I'm really excited to meet all of you. I was also a Toastmaster in Los Angeles. I was a part of Club 21, and I've missed it. So I'm also really excited to be a part of this group to jump back into Toastmasters. It's something that I really enjoy, and I always like to improve on my public speaking and make new connections. So great to meet everyone. Really excited to be here.
Welcome, Sam. We're really glad to have you. I'm looking to see, do we have any other guests here today that would like to introduce themselves?
Yeah, Kalpana down there.
Yes. Oh, there she is. Hello. Would you like to say hello to everybody?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Kalpana Arora. I am an existing Toastmaster in a club in Cupertino. I am currently a division director, managing Division E. And I was invited by Yifang to come and attend the ceremony, which I think is now at 11:30. So thank you for the note, Yifang. But I look forward to attending your meeting and watching you guys, how you do this meeting differently, or do you do it the same way? I also work in a software company, so this would be an interesting meeting to attend. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Thank you so much for attending today. All right, so I will pass it off to our Toastmaster of the day, Tanya. It's her first time being Toastmaster of the day, and we are very much looking forward.
Thank you, Erica. Hello to my fellow Toastmasters and a warm welcome to our guests on this very snowy day in Denver, and it also happens to be Pi Day. Some fun facts first. Did you know that the capital Greek letter pi is the symbol for the product operator in mathematics, much like the sigma symbol is for sum, and pi in an agile environment means program increment. In program increments, our goal as product managers is to release features that deliver incremental value to our customers. Another way to create value involves our theme today, which is customer engagement. Do we know what our customers really want? Apptentive, a mobile customer feedback group, did a research study in 2018 and found that the top 2 reasons why customers leave companies are, number 1, they don't believe companies care about them, and number 2, they are dissatisfied with the service. Also found that most companies only hear from less than 1% of their customers. That means about 99% of our customers can be in the silent majority. It is this group that we need to tap into and proactively ask for feedback to get a stronger sense of what they need. So how do we stay in touch with these customers may vary by industry and by the product. And today I'm excited to learn more about how the savvy PMs in this group manage their customers' experience. So let's dive in. First, a quick overview of the agenda and how today's meeting will roll. The agenda is in the chat window, so you may click on that and to see it. And the meeting is divided into 3 sections. So in the first part, Clara Kong and Namrata Rao will present their prepared speeches. Table topics will follow the prepared speech section. Amy Kirkland will lead this section, and this is where we have an opportunity to practice impromptu speaking. The third and final section is the evaluation round, in which the prepared speeches will be evaluated by the general evaluator, Rita Barber, and her team. And that team today is Subarna Maitra and Rosalia Hernandez. Melissa Moore will be the ah counter and will keep track of the ahs, ums, and other filler words that we use. Rupa Prakash will be the grammarian and will keep track of grammar and word usage. And Erica Tamburo will be our timer and will keep track of prepared speeches and table topic time limits. Before we hear from our speakers, it's time to find out what our word of the day is. Remember, we are all encouraged to use the word of the day anytime we are given the opportunity to speak today. The word of the day is presented by our grammarian, Rupa Prakash. Rupa is a product manager at a San Francisco-based ed tech company. And when not working, she loves to cook, read, and spend time with her family. Rupa, please share.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. The word for today is empathy, and it means to have the ability to share someone else's feelings or experiences by imagining what it would be like to be in that person's situation. So an example usage would be, empathy in product management can best be described as the ability to put yourself in the shoes of your customer. Or to deliver innovative and customer-centric solutions through design thinking, we must first begin with empathy. So that is your word of the day. And as your grammarian, I will be looking out for your language usage and usage of today's word of the day and providing a report at the end of the meeting. Thank you, and back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rupa. Now we are ready to begin our prepared speeches. I am super excited to introduce our first speaker today, Clara Kong. Clara was born and raised in sunny Los Angeles, California, which I'm pretty jealous today. She's been working in product management for over 5 years. She's also lived in Boston, where she has only ever went to one Red Sox game, and in Portland, where she confirmed that she does not like beer. The title of her speech is Tell Me About Yourself. Clara, you have the Zoom floor.
Thank you, Tanya. So in my current job search, I always get the same question. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself? By now, I have done enough interviews to know that what this really means is tell me about your work experience and not actually who you are. So I would like to take this opportunity to tell all of you actually a little bit about myself. As a kid, I was extremely shy and timid. I was that straight A, stereotypical nerdy student, but luckily, being a good student gave me the opportunity to run away to the other side of the country where no one knew me, and I got to reinvent myself in college. So in college, I put myself out there and I faked it until I made it. I had joined a whole bunch of different organizations, and I made friends with students from all of the other neighboring colleges. Eventually, my friends, they saw me as a connector. So I was the one who knew where all the parties were at all the schools, when and where. I was the one that could get you in. Eventually, I created an organization across 3 separate universities to foster academic and social collaboration. So I didn't need to fake it anymore. I had made it in becoming an extrovert. I was comfortable enough with meeting new people and building relationships across different social circles. Soon, my outgoingness not just applied to meeting new people, but then later expanded to also wanting to learn new things. So after I graduated college, I went back to Los Angeles as this whole new person. I saw the city through a new perspective as a place where I could discover and explore new things. In one of my explorations of the city, I ended up going to this Latin music event hosted by the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. And there I became inspired to learn how to salsa dance. I thought it was just so cool how people who had never met each other, they didn't know each other, could just get up and dance with each other so in sync. So it became my summer goal to learn how to salsa dance. But, naive me, little did I know that it would end up actually taking a lot longer than one summer. So after many years of stepping on people's feet, I am now comfortable enough to go to a salsa event, even on my own, knowing that I'll probably only maybe step on one person's foot. So going through this process of learning how to salsa dance really gave me the confidence and also the hunger to try more new things outside of my comfort zone. From attempting to cook Korean food to getting my motorcycle license, or from taking kite surfing lessons in the Dominican Republic to giving my first Toastmasters speech. The more challenges I face, the more familiar I get with that anxious, why am I doing this to myself feeling. To be honest, it doesn't get any easier, but I do get more accustomed to those flying patterns of the butterflies in my stomach. And I do become more confident in knowing that I'll get through whatever challenge it is that I'm currently facing. As I was thinking about today's topic of customer engagement, I realized that I am the customer to the product management career. when I go into these interviews, on rare occasions, I get asked, why product management? Or what do you enjoy about product management? And in thinking about it, it really comes down to my personality. I'm continuously engaged in product management because it allows me to work with many different types of people and personalities, both good and bad. And I get to be that bridge that connects technology and business. And whether it's voluntary or not, I'm always faced with some sort of challenge that pushes me outside of my comfort zone. So maybe in one of these interviews, when someone asks me, tell me about yourself, I'll whip out this speech and I will actually tell them a little bit about myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Clara. I can certainly empathize with the struggles of being an introvert, and the work you have done to extend beyond your comfort zone is admirable. I would like to pause now for a minute so that you all can take some time to write down some remarks or evaluation for Clara. Okay. Our second speaker today is Namrata Rao, who is the Senior Product Manager at JLL Technologies, where she's responsible for delivering smart technological solutions in the commercial real estate domain. Over the past decade, she's worked across different sectors ranging from cloud computing to self-driving cars with a keen interest to understand and address customer pain points. She is also an avid traveler who loves to explore different cultures and cuisines. The title of her speech is Customer Engagement is Not Just a Metric. Namrata, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Tanya. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's great to be with all of you today. I would like to start my speech with this question for all of you. In what context do you hear the most about customer engagement? Most of you may say either success metric or North Star metric. What's the common word here? Metric. Now, don't get me wrong, as a PM, I value metrics. They form the essential foundation for measurement that helps us evaluate our outcomes. However, I believe that when it comes to customer engagement, it is not right to box it as only a metric. In my speech today, I would like to walk you through my thinking process that led to this belief system. If you simply Google, what is customer engagement process? It will show you the top result really as this. Customer engagement is the process of interacting with customers through a variety of channels and strengthening your relationship with them. I wouldn't trust every top Google definition on the web. Yet, having been a PM for quite some time now has taught me with experience that this definition is right. In true PM style, I have devised a simple framework to practice what I preach. The framework has three components: customer, product, and team. I start with a customer first approach to know who they are. Know who our customer or user is not just about personas and characteristics. It involves truly knowing them by finding ways to interact with our customers and go just beyond knowing their needs. The aim here is to treat them with empathy, which simply means as humans and not as yet another statistic. I have personally found engaging in multiple lines of conversations over time to build relationships as an effective way to make this happen. Sales interactions, one-on-one research interviews, and operational meetings have been my go-tos towards achieving this. We all have limited time and resources. Hence, it is key to smartly use what we have towards building that trust with our customers. As a PM, our weapon of choice then is our own product, which here brings me to my second point. I have found standard functions such as onboarding a new customer an effective pathway towards making this happen. It can involve things such as providing guiding messages, explanatory videos, templates, and many more. There is really nothing more powerful than engaging through our own product with customers. This is that one avenue where you can show to your customer how empathetically you are connecting with them, even with a technological device that they are using. It crosses the barriers of having to do this with just interactive conversations that we may or may not be able to afford to make it happen too. Now coming to my third point, last but not the least, is leveraging our cross-functional team. In one way or the other, every functional arm in your company is working towards making the customer successful. The power of teamwork is exemplified when we join forces to achieve the same goal. I have a fond memory of working with the marketing team in one of my previous jobs. We established an effective customer engagement via launch campaign. It involved making use of all challenges, emails, posters, website changes, and press releases. And it was just amazing to see how we connected with our customer and they became our champions in the end. As I close my speech today, I would like you to know that as PMs, measuring customer engagement is important, and a quantitative metric is not the only way. It can rather be tackled in 3 qualitative measurement methodologies. Really know your customer with empathy, use your product as an engagement platform, and 3, collaborate with your team to make this happen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Namrata. As the owner of an internal product, customer engagement can sometimes feel different in my world. So your model is something that it reminds me that I can apply to my space as well. Let's pause for another minute for you all to jot down your evaluations. Okay. Up next, we have the table topics portion of our meeting. Please welcome our master today, Amy Kirkland. She is a product manager at Income Payments. She lives in Portland, Oregon with her husband, Pete, and 2 dogs, Ginger and Rufus. She enjoys spending time outdoors whenever she can. Take it away, Amy.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Tanya. Today, I'll be the table topics master. I had several questions for us on customer engagement. The first one is, why is customer engagement important? And I'm going to call on Elena to answer that question. Elena?
Hello, everyone. That's a great question. I mean, being a product manager, it goes without saying that the most important, again, metric is customer engagement. And if your customers don't engage with your product, then probably your product is not as good. And going back to Namrata's speech, knowing that customer metric is very important, we should always remember that there is a human being behind that metric, a person who is interacting with your product, liking or disliking it. And it's very important to collect feedback in the timely and in a timely manner. Engage with the customers, collect quantitative as well as qualitative feedback. And remember that metric is important, but they're people, humans, and actually customers, your customers, that are the most important metric, I guess, and their engagement is something you always have to think about. Thank you.
Thanks, Elena. My second question is, what customer engagement strategies have you used and what has made them successful? And this question is for Liz.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for that question. So when I think of customer engagement strategies, I think about what can we do to better understand our customer base that we're building our product offering for. So one strategy that I've used in my work is to have one-on-one conversations with our customers. So these are deep dives to better understand their needs, better understand what we can be doing better with our product offering for them. And I've found that with these one-on-one conversations, you can really ask a lot of follow-up questions to really get into the why behind the needs that they're highlighting. Another strategy that I've used in my work for customer engagement is broader surveys. So this is an opportunity to reach a broader number of customers with a series of questions about how they're perceiving the product, what can be improved upon. And this helps you get more of a quantitative view of how customers are receiving your product. So those are a few strategies I've found helpful in my work. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. All right, my final question is, what is an example of good customer engagement that you've experienced? And this question is for Sam, if she's willing.
Thank you for the question, Amy. Fellow Toastmasters, an example of a good customer engagement that I've experienced in my work at HelloFresh. We did a restructuring of a product offering, essentially offering customers a quick and easy recipe, and we changed the look and feel based off of customer feedback of that specific recipe type, from your typical just seeing the food served on 2 plates to showing the food spread out on the tray the way it's prepared, so customers can visually see how this recipe is simpler to make. And it was exciting to see how the fact that we track all this data collected from customers week on week, we can actually use that to improve their experience on web when they're selecting their recipes every week. So that is a recent example that I thought of. Thank you for the question again. And that's time.
Thank you, Sam. Good job. Let's see, I think our vote counter today is Elena. So please send your who you thought had the best table topic speech to Elena to count the votes. Thank you. Back to you, Tanya.
Thanks, Amy. And thank you for joining our table topics round. I know from personal experience that it can be a little nerve-wracking. In my first Toastmasters meeting ever, I was chosen as the first table topic speaker that day, but it's such an important skill to practice, so I'm very happy I got to do that. Again, reminder to please vote in the chat room for the winner, your choice for table topics winner, and that goes to Elena. And now it is time for the evaluations. Rita Barber will be our general evaluator today. Rita is a district governor for Toastmasters and a mentor to our club. We are so lucky to have her. Rita, the Zoom is yours.
Thank you so much. And that's a past district governor, by the way. But
oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's quite all right. Really, it is. What a fun meeting so far. Great speeches again. It's going to be wonderful to hear what other people think as they share their empathetic responses and thoughts to everyone. Today, starting our very first evaluation, we have Sabarna Mitra. And Sabarna, where are you here? There you are. Yay, please go ahead and share.
Hey, hi everyone. Sorry, I'm a little scrambled because I just moved houses and everything is a little topsy-turvy. So I evaluated Clara for her speech. Clara, thank you for that wonderful, wonderful, wonderful speech. I so enjoyed listening to it. I think you absolutely nailed it. You excelled at a couple of things. First of all, the arc of the story. There was a beginning, there was a middle, and I was just waiting to hear what you were going to say next. You had me sitting at the edge of my seat, like waiting to listen what you were going to, what was going to happen next with your journey. So that was fantastic. It was extremely authentic. It demonstrated a high level of self-awareness, some degree of vulnerability, and it takes a lot of courage to talk about ourselves. And so I think that made it so much more compelling. Like, it was not just it just felt very personal and engaging. And it was incredibly smooth. I don't know how much time you spent preparing for it, but it felt like there was not a word out of place. There were very little, like maybe one and the closing was lovely. So thank you so much. I think I frankly struggle to think of ways in which it could have been improved. I think one, it's a bit of a catch-22 because you have to rehearse and practice to come up with a good speech, and if you do it really well, it does feel a little bit rehearsed. And that was the only thing that I could think of. And maybe one way to tackle that would maybe put a little bit, maybe a few gestures or a little more emotion from time to time. But it was beautifully done. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much for that one, Sabarna. And moving on to our second evaluator of today. Our second evaluator is Rosalia Hernandez. Rosalia, I saw you there earlier. Where are you? There you are.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry, my voice has been going in and out, so I hope I don't squeak. So Namrata, I loved your speech. I love, first of all, how you opened up with a question, and right off the bat, you had us engaged in terms of thinking about how we were going to listen to your speech and also reflect on it. And so going from there, I did like how you broke it down, and you gave the three different components from that. So you had a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I think you did great in terms of eye contact. I could see, it's kind of difficult with Zoom, right? But I could see that you were trying to like look at one screen and another. And so that I think is kind of nice to have someone that's engaging versus just staring straight at it. The second thing, I absolutely loved that you did have kind of these different tones in your voice, and there were times that it went a little more like softer in terms of like your, I guess, your speech structure, right? And so I think that was also what kept it so engaging, where it wasn't monotone at all. It was very engaging. I also struggled to find something where I could give you any suggestions on improvements. Because I think overall the way that you broke it down, and you finished with what was it that you finished with? You finished with telling us that it wasn't just one thing that we could look at. So it wasn't just quantitative metrics, right? We could look at different things in terms of customer engagement. And so I think that was very good, because we could leave the meeting with some food for thought and reflect on what you had said and our own experiences. So I absolutely love that. So I guess going back to improvements, the one thing maybe I would say is not tone, but just more like, I don't know, like maybe even more tone, just adding to it. I think overall you did a good job, but that's the only improvement I could say. I think you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Okay, thanks so much for that one. That's great. Now let's see, why don't we get some reports from our people? Our counter, Melissa.
Hi. Hey everybody, this is my first accounting experience, so I was especially like paying attention to every word, so bear with me if this is like over the top. I'm just gonna go from top to bottom. First I have Amy, so that's 2 ahs. Clara, 2 ums, 5 so's. Erica, 5 ums. Olena, 1 ah, 6 ums. Rosalia, 3 ahs, 6 ums. Sabarna, 1 ah, 1 Svetlana, 1 ah, 1 so. Tanya, 1 Sam, 6 ahs, 3 ums, and 1 so. Liz, 1 And I think that's it. I was very delighted not to hear a lot of likes, which normally we hear lots of likes in every conversation.
Wonderful, great report. Thank you very much. Everybody, if you haven't had a chance to do so yet, please submit your vote for best table topics to Alina. She's right there waiting, waving her hands. All right. Next on our report, our grammarian, Rupa. Where are you?
I'm
there
here.
You are.
Yeah. Thank you, Rita. All right. So as your grammarian for today, I noted some great usage of English language. First, I'll begin with Clara. I think there were some great words that she used, like stereotypical, nerdy, and reinventing herself. And also the use of word connector fit very well in her speech. There were 2 phrases, like seeing the city through a new perspective and also stepping on people's feet, which I thought were used very well. It was a very visual and great way to present your thoughts and the context, to highlight the context. So those were great usages of language there. Our next speaker was Namrata, and I like the way she said it is metrics are an essential foundation to evaluate engagement. So towards the beginning of her speech, she used that, and it was a really good usage of the sentence. There were several other phrases which she used, which were very good, like belief system, practicing what she preached, customer first approach, and weapon of choice. So that was really a powerful usage right there. So that was some few things I noted for Namrata. Next, I also like the way Tanya said for Clara, she used the word admirable, how her journey to changing her nature to becoming more extrovert was admirable. So that was great usage of English there. Yeah, Olina mentioned towards the beginning of her table topics that it goes without saying. And Liz said, getting into the why behind the needs of a customer. Those were also good usages that I noted. Yeah, that was pretty much what I have for the grammarian report today. I did not see any areas for improvement as with respect to the usage of grammar. And for the word usage, we had Namrata using it 3 times today in her speech, and Rita used empathize 1 time. So I count that also as a usage for empathy. So thank you, and back to you, Madam Evaluator.
Great. Thank you for a wonderful report. Again, just wonderful. Now I'm going to give you my general evaluation report. And first off, we started right on time, which is, of course, ideal, perfect, wonderful. I wanted to look at our evaluators today. There's a couple of different things I want to look at. Number one, for table topics first, look at your time. Look at the time that you're allotted, because we had really at least 10 minutes, maybe more like 15 minutes more table topics time that we could have done. And every single opportunity that we have to do it is really of benefit to each member and indeed our guests as well. And you want to remember, since we're talking about this, to ask your members first the questions and then reach out to the guests, just so that we make sure that the guests feel comfortable and they have a good way of seeing how we do it in this particular club. Our evaluator, one suggestion overall for evaluator 1 is never apologize. Never, never, never. If you forget your speech up there, don't apologize. If your room is a hazard and you're not able to take notes properly, don't apologize. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So apologizing really distracts more from what you're saying than anything else. The next thing is, Rosalia, I was wondering where your camera was, because you were kind of like looking way off over there. If you could make your eye camera more in keeping with where everybody is, that better eye contact would be a good thing to go for. You were warm and charming. I mean, boy, if I was really concerned about doing my icebreaker for the first time, I would want you as an evaluator, because you would make me feel like I had viable things to say, and I really appreciate that a great deal. Now, with both evaluators, what I noticed is you both said, I was trying to come up with something to say. You know, here's the thing, criticism is not the only thing, or a negative is not the only thing we should look for. In fact, I personally believe that catching people doing something right is more empowering than anything else, because we don't necessarily know that a particular way that we say something, or the words that we use, or our body language, we don't necessarily know how powerful it may have been to you. So why not catch people doing something right and explain to them, as you would if you were telling them on something that they could improve upon, explain to them why it was so empowering for you, why you really enjoyed watching them do the things that they were doing. You will not only help yourself in terms of changing, looking for things that are good with everything around you, but best of all, that speaker, oh man, that speaker is going to be grateful and will take whatever it is that you taught them to the bank. So that's my suggestion for you today. Now, in the meantime, I think that we have I'm going to bring the Toastmaster back up, and she'll bring the Vote Master back up, and life will be a wonderful. Tanya, take it away.
Thank you, Rita, so much. All right, so now we shall find out who the winner of the table topics is. Elena, who takes the prize today?
Okay, it was so close. I kept getting votes and it was like one or another, one or another. But our winner today is Sam. Congratulations.
Congrats, Sam.
Guys.
Yeah, I hope to see you in our next meetings.
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's topic, everyone. Customers are at the heart of everything we do as product managers. In effective customer engagement, we have to go beyond just understanding their challenges, but we must really understand who they are to connect on a deeper level. We walk away today with some great tips and tools. And with that, I'd like to invite Erica, our club president, to wrap things up.
Thank you, Tanya. I'm going to give my timer report. We forgot to go over timer reports, so I'll give that real quick and then I'll hop into club business.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. Let me see here. Okay, prepared speeches. Everybody today had fantastic time, so congratulations, everybody. Nothing under and nothing over. Clara's speech came in at 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Namrata's came in at 5 minutes and 39 seconds. For the evaluations, Sabarna's was 2 minutes and 9 seconds, and Rosalia was at 2:15. And for our table topics, Olena was at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Liz was at 1 minute and 17 seconds, and Sam was at 1 minute and 1 second. So fantastic job, everybody. And now I'll talk about our club business. Congratulations, everyone, for a fun and engaging meeting today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Oh, I'm sorry, I got lost in all my paperwork here. Thank you for sharing how empathy plays a role in customer engagement. The president, or the theme I select every month, monthly themes for the club, is develop your vision. I see my typo there. And my question to everybody is, what is your vision? What is your vision for your PM career, and what is your vision as your time as a Toastmaster? You've chosen a pathway, or maybe not, or you're still considering your pathway. What goals do you have that your pathway will help you achieve? My call to action to everybody is to invite you to share your goals or your personal vision with the group on our Facebook page. And if you got the email from yesterday, I'm also putting together a club word cloud so we can kind of see how our vision builds the club vision with everybody else. So if you'd like to participate in that, I would invite you to do so. Club dues are due $50 by April 1st. Please get them to Liz as soon as you can if you haven't already. We will have a club open house on March 28th. So if you have any friends that you want to invite, any people that you can think would be a great addition to the club, please invite them to join on the 28th. The area contest is on March 19th, starting at 6:30 Pacific time. Please come and encourage our contest winners, which I completely forgot to congratulate everybody on such a successful contest. Thank you, Elena, for organizing everything, and everybody that participated. It was so much fun, and I really look forward to future contests. I believe Liz, our international speaker winner, is here, who will be going on to compete in the area contest and is our first Women in Product Toastmasters Club official speaker at the upcoming Women in Product Conference. And also congratulations to Shemai, which I don't think she's with us today, but we're excited for her as our table topics winner. So congratulations to everyone. Following the area contest will be the division contest on April 22nd. And two more announcements before I hand it over to our guests for some feedback. We are starting a new program. Well, everything is new, I guess, right? We would like to offer a new opportunity for club members to participate as volunteer evaluators for new speakers at the Women in Product Conference. I'll send out more information about this today, so that if you would like to volunteer, you can practice giving evaluations and help some new speakers at the conference get a little bit of feedback before they present this year. So if you're interested in that, it's a great opportunity to practice your skills. The Sergeant at Arms position is still open. If you are interested, please reach out to me or Svetlana. She would be super happy to talk to you about how much fun it is and how to do it. And thank you to our guests who have come today. Sam, if you'd like to give us a little bit of feedback as to how you liked the meeting and how it might fit in with your goals.
Yeah, this was an awesome meeting. I was really excited to see how you folks ran the meeting compared to the last club that I was a part of, which was a much larger, older club. And you guys really have it together, which is awesome, especially over Zoom. I really love the group that you guys have established here. I'm really excited about it, and I'll definitely come back and visit again. So thank you for having me. A few differences that might be interesting to try moving forward. One thing that my other club did was after each section is the timer would announce who qualified, who didn't. So that way when folks are voting, after speeches, they announce who qualified, went through the voting process, the feedback process, and then moving on to table topics, doing the same thing. So that way folks remember as they're doing notes, deciding who they're going to vote for, et cetera. So that's one thing. In addition, one thing that we always did for the guests when you had table topics is you go through a few questions and then you would ask which guests wanted a question, and then the guests decided whether they want a new question or a question that they already heard if they have an answer that's saved. So that's another thing that we did. Granted, it was a much larger club at this point, so we always had, you know, several people to get through. But those were two things. But again, I really enjoyed this. It was really great to meet all of you. And I'm excited.
Thank you for coming, Sam. And thanks for the great feedback. I really think we should consider those changes.
Yeah.
Kalpana and wow, I'm losing people. Zhifeng, would you like to say anything about how your experience was today?
Kapana, go ahead.
Okay. I didn't know who would go first, so I you must step on your toes, Ifang, but I really enjoyed the meeting. I loved the, I started as a member in another club, which is also where Rita is also part of it, which is leadership. And all the topics are around leadership. And that was my first experience of attending a meeting that's really focusing on certain things. And so today's meeting for me, although new focus, kind of seemed similar to what I have been attending in Leadership 101 Club. I loved all the insights that you bring to this meeting. And since all of you have common work experience, I would say, you have a lot to offer to each other. And even though I'm not as a product manager, I took a lot back too. I am a program manager, and a lot of things are, metrics and data collection and how predictive analysis, quantitative, qualitative, all that is still applicable to me too. So I took a lot from this meeting and I really enjoyed coming here. Thank you, Ifang. I should say thank you to Ifang because she invited me. So I will thank you her and thank you all for giving me a chance to at least express my feelings here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kapana. Thank you, Eric. I really, really enjoyed your meeting. Your two icebreaker speeches. Oh, I learned a lot from each of the speech. It's amazed that icebreaker speech is such a high standard. And I like your meeting agenda. You list everything in a great detail. From the meeting agenda and all the behavior of each role, I could tell how much effort every member have put together to make this wonderful meeting. Another thing I like is, Erica, during your share, you have a monthly theme. And today your theme is develop your vision, and you ask people, what is your goal? And also you offer opportunity to connect Toastmasters experience to WIP conference. You offer the opportunity to have Toastmasters members to give feedback to WIP conference presenters. That is brilliant. Thank you very much. I really like it. I'm so happy that I enjoyed this meeting today.
I'm so happy that you're here and that we're going to have the charter ceremony soon. Thank you all for your feedback and for coming. I am going to hand it off to Alina real quickly so she can go over her items for the next couple meetings, and then we will have our charter ceremony.
Thank you, Erica. So I'd like to talk about the meetings, the sign-up process, and some things that we're going to try to do differently. Let me share my screen real quick just to show you. Oh, I cannot share my screen. Can someone please give me access to the screen sharing? Just so you can see the roles for the next meeting. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, we already have the roles assigned for the end of March meeting. We're going to have our next meeting on the 28th of March. Please kindly let me know if you, for some reason, cannot attend this meeting. We will try to find a replacement. And for the meeting after, that's going to occur on the 11th of April, I encourage you to actually sign up for a role. Maybe you didn't deliver a speech in a while. Maybe you'd like to check what the timer role is about. Maybe you'd love to be an evaluator and improve your skills for giving feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and share a link right now that you can actually fill out until the end of the meeting, and pretty much anytime you feel like you want to not only be a member in the meeting, but also take on a role. And just fill out that form, very simple Google form, 3 questions, name, date of the meeting, and the role you'd like to take on. And also some fields that are not required but would be a nice to haves. If you have an idea for the next meeting topic, please feel free to put your ideas in there, and we would appreciate that, so we know what interests you and what can we do better and cover during the meetings as topics for the main speeches and also the table topic speeches. That's pretty much it. And let me just one moment. Here we go. So if you have any questions about any of the roles, I'll be creating even more detailed set of documents so you know what you're doing. If, let's say you're an evaluator or you're a grammarian, some of the best practices and also some of the feedback, very important feedback from our customers. And our customers are our meeting members. So we will add all of that. So it's very easy for you to jump on a role and just test it out and challenge yourself. And I really ask you to be proactive. I really ask you to participate in the meetings, because this is what we're all here for. We're here to learn, to take on new responsibilities, test new things in a very supportive and friendly environment. And let's all remember that. And I'm going to share a link in a couple of minutes in the chat. So please go ahead and spend some time and pick a role. Thank you. Erica?
Thank you so much, Elena. And I will hand it off to Zhifeng, who is going to conduct our charter ceremony.
Thank you, Erica. May I have permission to share my screen?
Alena, can you please hand over the permission, the host permission to Yifeng?
How to do that?
Just find her name and then right click.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because I gave it to you so you could share, and now I can't do it myself.
All done. Thank you.
Awesome. Perfect.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for having me here. We are going to have our charter ceremony. Congratulations to all the charter members. Thank you very much for chartering this wonderful, wonderful club. Congratulations. On the page 2 of your charter member application, you have already read this Toastmaster promise. This Toastmaster promise summarizes all the behavior we want to do as a Toastmaster member. I encourage you to review this Toastmaster promise from time to time. Today, let's review this together. I'm going to turn this as a question and answer session. I'm going to ask you questions on this slides. Please respond to me. Please unmute yourself and respond to me. As a member of Toastmaster International and WIP Toastmasters, do you promise to attend the club meetings regularly?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to prepare all of your speech and leadership projects to the best of your ability, basing them on Toastmaster projects?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Do you promise to provide fellow members with helpful, constructive evaluations?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to serve your club as an officer when called upon to do so?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to treat your fellow club members and your guests with respect and courtesy?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you promise to bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits Toastmasters membership offers?
Yes.
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 Do you promise to adhere the guidelines and rules for all Toastmasters educational and recognition programs?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Do you promise to maintain honest and highly ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmasters activities?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much for responding to these questions. I already see today Erica asked for volunteer to serve as SAA. Please follow this promise. Say yes. The whole promise is a very, very good guideline to me, myself, to the district, and to the club, to every club. Again, I emphasize that I suggest you and encourage you to review this together from time to time. Again, congratulations to all charter members. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to D101 family. D101 serve clubs from Monterey to Mountain View in California. This year, we welcome members from all locations. WIP Toastmasters belongs to Area E1. You have several sister clubs. In an area, there are usually 5 to 6 clubs, and then 5 to 6 areas consist of a division. District 101 has 6 divisions. The district is organized in club level, area level, then division level. For new club, we as district assign 2 mentors. Our Rita Baba is one of your mentors. Raj is your second mentor. At area level, Anshu George is your area director. She is one of the WIP members. I don't see she's here today. Kapana is your division director. Kapana, would you like to say something here?
Yeah, sure. I guess it would be good for me to just introduce how I started with Toastmasters as my introduction. You already have heard from me a bit already. So you know, I am Kalpana Arora. I'm actually from Cupertino. I was surprised to hear that everybody is from the same location. So I'll say that it's great to be with you guys all on a cloudy Sunday morning in Cupertino. And my journey with Toastmasters will be 5 years old in April. I come from colorful and vibrant India, and as I came, I knew I wanted to improve my communication skills. When I started my new job, I kept coming across situations where I knew after the presentations that I could have done something better. I left the presentations and I knew that I was not a memorable presenter. And just like everything else in your life, if it's not broken, why fix it, right? My communication was going on, although not in a great shape, but I was able to go present in front of people. I didn't really pay attention to that. And then I came upon an opportunity where at my work, I was asked to introduce in front of a lot of people about a speaker that was going to come. And that's when I said, no more. I don't want to go in front of people and say, I could have done this better, or at least give my 100% in this opportunity. And that's when I walked into Toastmasters and I never looked back. 5 years now, every year I did something different. First year was just about improving my own communications, understanding where I am, and kind of getting comfortable. Second year onwards, I started to do more like club level officer roles. Then I became an area director, and now I'm a division director. So Toastmaster is really a playground, as I think it was just said a few minutes ago, where you can learn and you will never get punished if you don't do it right. You can only benefit from here. That I can really vouch from my own experience. And that's all about me. And I'd like to just, because this is a product, I would like to say one thing is that everybody has a brand. And as women in product, you already know, you are already striving hard to create that brand. And I think every individual has their own brand, and communication is really a big part of that. How you leave a communication and what people talk about you is your brand. And Toastmasters will really make you make that a strong brand for yourself. Thank you again. Yifeng, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kapana, for sharing your personal story. Now I'm here at the district level, serving as your club growth director. I'm so happy that Erica just mentioned that the due is due now. I want to tell you that we are running a program, Marvelous March. If a club renew 75% by end of March 15th, midnight March 15th, you will receive 75 district credit. If you renew 100%, you will receive $100 district credit. If you renew by middle March, which is Monday, midnight. The lady next to me is Shamla Sista. She is our program quality director. Some of your club officers who have attended the club officer training already know her. You will know her more during the speech contest. And the gentleman is our district director, Waibab Singh. I think he accepted my invitation. Maybe he is on another meeting right now. He approved the budget to purchase a charter gift for WIP. Do you want to have a quick guess? What is the charter gift? It's a club banner. I already put the order to buy the club banner for WIP Toastmasters. The club banner is on the way to Erica's house.
Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah, again, congratulations. Thank you very, very much for chartering this wonderful club. Keep going. Back to you, Erica.
Thank you so much, Yifeng, for showing us how we fit in with everything. I think it's really nice to know. I know a couple of us have a couple meetings and we're starting to meet people, and not everybody else has had the opportunity. Just we're part of something bigger, much bigger. And Kalpana, thank you so much for your words as well. Yeah. Thank you everyone for helping to form this club and continuing all your hard work to help us grow and as a club and everybody personally. I hope you find it as rewarding as I do. All right, I think that I'm going to hand it back over to our Sergeant at Arms today, Tanya, who's done an excellent job running the meeting today. So back to you, Tanya.
I'm the Toastmaster, but thank you, Erica. Are you supposed to hand it back to me or Sergeant at Arms?
I'm supposed to hand it back to our Sergeant at Arms.
Okay. Well, thank you guys anyway. It was fun.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Yes, so I promise you guys the Sergeant at Arms role is really fun. There's a few kinks that you have to figure out with Zoom, but for the most part, it's super straightforward. And if anyone is interested, please let us know, and I'd be more than happy to sit down and just talk through the main responsibilities of the role. And yes, thank you all for a wonderful meeting. Really interesting to hear everybody's experiences with their customers and across the different industries that this club represents. And once again, never hesitate to write down notes for speakers, for your fellow club members, and share them after the meeting. And again, just as a reminder, for the 50th time, next meeting will be on March 28th. We are hoping to make it an open house. We will be letting you all know on Facebook and over email what the roles of everybody will be, so that we make sure that everybody knows and sees ahead of time. And never hesitate to reach out to us at the general email or the membership email, or to any of the leadership committee. So thank you all again. And with that, I am going to stop recording. You guys are all adjourned. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
A wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the charter ceremony. Guys, please fill out the document in the chat.
Yes.
Please sign up for roles. That helps a lot, and that actually benefits you more. That's the most important part.
Does everybody have the document? Does anybody need
Yeah,
it?
I already got some responses, so thank you for that, and I hope to get more.
All right. Okay.
And Alina, you know what? Moving up into April, my suggestion is that we start having the GE role taken up by your members. All right. And what I'll do is I or our other mentor will offer a mentor's minute at the very end of the meeting for anything that you should take a look at that might have possibly been missed.
Okay. Well, Erica, another one.
Y'all growing up.
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
Accepted.
I'm gonna stop recording, and then leaders stay on if you'd like to just touch base. Thank you, guests, and thank you everyone for joining today.
Bye, Sabrina.